when love and loss can be severed. My mother's untimely death left me with a wound only my child could heal. Even before she got sick, I never knew what she thought or felt about me. My cousin and I were standing on the balcony of a house in Lahore, smoking cigarettes in the breezeless night. It was my second trip to Pakistan that year, the first time I hadn't visited home in 4 years and needed to buy wedding clothes. The second time, just 2 months later, I bought my ticket on impulse. Relatives needed me, shocked at the expense of flying twice from Toronto. The heat in Lahore was wet and smothering. I spent hours in an airless room in my father's house, sweat sliding down my back. My cousin and I were talking about our first marriages. Hers had broken when her husband left, mine ending 8 years after I married at 20. After telling that I had gone ahead with the marriage, even though it felt wrong, she said, "Your mother once called you stupid." I hadn't been thinking about my mother, who had been gone for 23 years. I was 7 when she died, but she was gone long before, more in the hospital than with my sister and me. As I stood on the threshold of another marriage, unable to trust myself, my cousin's words opened a path through my tangled thought. It was the eve of the Gulf War in 1990, and my family was living in Saudi Arabia. The trunk of our car held gas masks and a travel bag of clothes, so my sister and I could be dropped off quickly at a family friend's home whenever my mother had to be hospitalized. My memories my mother are incomplete and more troubling than comforting. On aid, my sister and I, then 3 and 6, were dressed in matching silk lehengas and taken to the hospital to see my mother. We weren't allowed in a room, so we sat on a wooden bench outside, and she came to the window to wave at us. My father pointed her out, but all I could see was the sun's glare on the glass. In my clearest memory of Emmy, she's standing at the stove. As I play on the floor, she hums and the room is filled with a warm light, but when I look up, her face is a blur. I was an excruciatingly shy child, so anxious that I used to wind myself into my mother's dupatta at social gatherings. Even before she got sick, I never knew what she thought or felt about me. Pictures offered a few clues. In one, we sit on a small armchair, but the body is angled away from mine. Her mouth a thin line,